Oh, all right, Vance, at least you have been there with all these people. What are the various disciplines that when all of you come home, people can, okay, fine, there are medical doctors or maybe there are engineers and all of that. What are the various disciplines that you people will be concentrating on?
Yeah, for instance, I'm a professional quantity surveyor,
okay,
and I belong to the building industry. But I tell you something, the experience you get overseas, cut across, whether you're a medical doctor or not, the things you see on a daily basis can turn you to something else. So,
making you versatile.
Yes. I will tell you, let me tell you something very interesting here. There's what they call waste to wealth. Waste to wealth. Every day, somebody drinks a bottle of Coke now, the next thing is he's going to throw it away. And that bottle of Coke can be converted to wealth. For instance, in Germany, if you finish drinking your Coke and you return the bottle back to where you bought it, you're going to get 25 cents back.
Wow.
And that's money. If you go to the shop to steal 25 cents worth of sweet, you are a criminal already.
Of course.
So there are so many things. Like converting waste to wealth is a very simple business. I just talked about the preferred business just now. This is another aspect. Although some consultant will be looking for me maybe after this.
And then you have to pay me for that, certainly.
Very good. Now, converting waste to wealth is a venture that can create as many jobs as you can think of. For instance, you know what they call briquettes. This briquette making is just dust, sawdust, rice husk, call anything waste that people can put together, and you just turn it to a factory and you mix it, you solidify it, and it's briquettes. Briquettes, like, it burns like that. It's like coal. Where that people can, it's like with briquettes, you'll be saving the environment, you'll be saving the forest, you'll be saving so many things. You won't see smoke when you're cooking your food, and it doesn't take time to light, to get to the heating point. So these are ways we have, and these are experiences we have gathered all over over the years, that when we bring it home, the people will be happy, the government will be happy, even you yourself that have brought it, you will be a happy person.
Okay, Prince Greg, before I go to Dr. Pius, there's this notion that the way things work in the Western world, the UK as the case may be, when it comes to Africa, it's a different ball game altogether.
At times, yes. But I think technology is the almighty equalizer. I've had the opportunity to live in different parts of the world, and I know that the practices are different. But I believe that underlying that, the humanity is one, and because humanity is one, we are adaptable. We are the same people who live overseas and still conform and excel.
Exactly.
We actually excel. We're better than them at their own thing when we live there. But when we come here, at times we get lazy and we get complacent. I was saying to somebody when I was in school in England, I was driving a mini cab as well. I was a taxi driver, and I was paying my school fees and I was paying my rent at the same time. And at times, shop and so on and so forth. How many students?
That was before you left for New York to drive in limousines.
So you see, now how many people will actually do that here? How many students will actually drive a cab at the same time as go to school? We work much harder living overseas than we do in Nigeria. People have 3-4 jobs at times. So I think there's one thing that we can learn back home is the work culture, the dignity of labor and the work culture, and then the ability to innovate, to find a way. Like he was talking about briquettes now. This is it's an old technology. It's been around forever, and it can work here. But people just don't seem to want to look at it. They rather have an easy way out, either go and expecting the government to create a job. So part of what this government is doing also is to be able to expose the youth to the potentials of what are available. Not just give them fish, and even help farm the fish and produce more fish. So we're looking at areas like that, and so we think that working with them, we have quite a lot to gain from them. If the electric bulb is made in China, works in China, and it comes here, you put it and the voltage is right, it will work here as well. So if we get the right mindset, if we get the right technology, then of course economic circumstances will make it work. So I don't think that it's not a gap that cannot be bridged. It's something that we can easily deal with.
All right, Dr. Pius, how long are you staying? Let me say you're holidaying home, so well, how long are you all staying before you go?
I should be off within the week.
Okay.
And I will come back as soon as he asks me to come back.
It's all right.
Then let me quickly, go back
finally
on,
now.
On professions across the board.
Yes.
The briquette you just mentioned, the chairman of EDDI is an expert in making briquettes.
Okay.
They're already doing this in Lagos State.
Wow.
So they're partnering with Lagos State government.
Okay.
And that's an Edo EDG.
Okay.
But the head of the chemical weapons in US is an Edo EDG from Benin.
Wow.
And he's an investor of Benin.
Wow.
So asking the professional that will come back, we have a lot.
That's great.
We have a lot.
That's great.
So it's not just what you're thinking, but give us the opportunity, give us the enabling environment, and try us. We'll surprise you.
It's okay. That's fine. Ivan, your final advice. You have advice too.
The government, is already setting the pace, providing, road network is getting better than it used to be. And we appreciate that, because if you take your car out, you'll be sure that you are bringing it back home
in good form.
So that is, one of the things that we're seeing. And then the government still need to do more, and then we will encourage them to do more.
It's all right. Prince Greg.
Well,
Let's have your advice now, because certainly the people have to be enlightened as regards what is going on as far as this project and this partnership between the state government and diasporans are concerned.
Well, we promise that we will make information as available as possible, as much of it as possible. If you go onto our websites, the Edo State government website, or the Department of Public Affairs website, or our page on Facebook. There's also the Edo Development, Edo Diaspora Development Initiative page on Facebook as well, where people can join from all over the world and see exactly what is going on, so they can keep abreast. Well, at the same time, we intend to take this out too to the different communities when we're out there doing our public enlightenment, to tell them what is available. And above all, we want to appeal to all those who are watching this program, who have people who live overseas, your brothers, your sisters, your children, your parents, to tell them that Edo State is safe for business, it is open for business, and the enabling environment is being created every day to make this the Dubai of West Africa. We're ready to do business, know, and
because they call Benin the ancient city, so we can maintain the ancientness of it, and then the modernness
ancient
of it.
and modern, and we're ready to do business. The Comrade Governor is very, very open, and is very, very flexible, and he doesn't believe in bureaucratic red tapeism. So it's a fast track, licenses, C of O's, whatever it is that you require. The labor force is there. We are quite skilled labor force in Edo State as well, and globally articulate. So we are ready to do business, and Edo State is the ideal place for an Edo man to set up an industry right now.
Okay, thank you very much for coming. We've been talking with Dr. Pius from the UK and Evans from Dublin, Ireland, and the Director of Public Affairs at the State, Prince Greg Ogigwa. They've been here. We've been talking about Edo people and Nigerians in diaspora generally coming back home to see how they can invest back home to create wealth for the people, and also ensure that people enjoy services as it is in parts of the world as well. Thank you very much for coming, gentlemen. I wish you well in your stay and all of that. All right.